Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to Goodwood, a fantastic place to start a warbird flight. Spitfires.com, of course, are based here in real life, and Burning Blue Design did a really nice job of bringing this historic airfield, was RAF West Hampton, to our simulator. So it's going to be a real pleasure starting what might be a little bit of an adventure from here. There's one aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator that I really miss from the old P3D days, and it's the P-51D. I flew the A2A Simulations P-51D that I know a lot of you know about, and it was an absolute work of art. Beautiful to fly, very authentic. There's been a bit of a gap for me in this simulator, finding something similar that I like so much. And certainly this P-51D with the Echo 19 sound pack and Ron Atwood's superb repaint of the Shark, it kind of looks the part and it sounds the part, but it's actually how it flies. That's what I'm kind of in search of wanting to fall in love with. So we're going to take this flight. I'm going to try a mod, and I'll put in the link down below which one I'm going to use. And we're going to fly from Goodwood down to Le Mans and give it a proper flight, stretch its legs a bit. And what I'm hoping is that if I do fall in love with it on this little flight, I'm going to end up taking this aircraft all the way down to Sicily and maybe even a little bit further down to southern Italy, where she operated during World War II. It should be a really nice little tour in a warbird, and having a little tour is a great way of getting to know an aircraft. Anyway, enough with my waffling. Let's get flying. Well, here we are. Now, let's not have any waffle. Let's just get going because there's plenty of time to talk in the air. We do have a crowd, unfortunately. They are not in for a treat, but starting from left to right, let's do a few things. I'm going to put the rads into fully open to start off with. I don't know why it's making that noise because we haven't got a battery on at the moment. We'll put rudder to 5 degrees right. We'll put a bit of nose trim in. There we go. Nose down because we've got full fuse tanks. So that's a good. We can crack the throttle, put the prop fully fine. I seem to remember in the old A2A P51, you started it in idle cutoff after priming and then you moved it forward. This one will do funny things if you try and do that, because it actually, in the starting process, it automatically, the airplane heaven kind of starting mechanism moves the mixture lever for you. And if you've got your physical mixture lever still in the idle cutoff position, it can all go awry. So I'm going to move that. That's fine. That can go there. Let's have the battery and the generator on now. Not going to bother with lights at the moment. Quick check of physical controls. That's all good. The fuel cock is open. Let's put it onto the main tank. Fuel booster on. And we've got fuel pressure, which is nice to see. Gives you that warm fuzzy feeling. Let's have mags to both. Another quick check down there that I haven't done anything silly. And then just move forward. There we go. Let's start. So prime 1, 2, 3. And let's go for a start. Nice start. I love this sound pack. You can hear the wind. Because we've got the canopy open, you can hear the wind from the propeller backwash blowing over the top there. Okay, let's bring it back down. There we go. Okay, all good. Let's close those. We can have the fuel booster off at this point. That's fine. Not going to bother with the lights. We're a warbird, we don't need lights. They can hear us coming. I'm going to leave the rads open until we get close to the point, and I think we are good to go. Temperatures are absolutely fine to get going. So let's do a quick brake check. Yeah, that's all good. Okay. Gently unlock the tail wheel. Ooh. Quite vicious if you're not careful, but I've done that, so I've just pushed the stick slightly forward, and that's unlocked that. So yeah, the interesting thing with Goodwood is this glitch halfway down the runway. It doesn't seem to matter which one you take, there is a nasty glitch which causes a pause, and it doesn't matter if you've got burning blue design in or not. It doesn't matter if you're using 2020 or 2024. It's almost like the what's the old the Bermuda Triangle. Not quite, Rob. Nothing disappearing here apart from your pride. But yeah, and it's a horrible pause because it really does grab time for a moment, and it means that you're then fighting to when you come back in, you're kind of fighting to do the takeoff roll. But we'll see how it goes. Let's just check my head tracking again. There we go, that's better. So I'll just keep taxiing around here. We'll do a quick run up. Just thinking, leave neck, mate. Don't get too close to my Cessna. Let's just turn around into wind. There we go. Kind of cool how it leaves the tracks in the grass, isn't it? Okay, so let's have the brake on. I can't remember what the run-up RPM is, but I'm going to go to round about there. Cycle the prop. There we go, do a quick mag check. Come on, I hate the click spot. Where's the click spot? There it is. Okay, there we go, that's all good. Not going to mess around with that too much. I always get a bit nervous doing a mag check in an aircraft that I'm not utterly convinced is going to behave itself, because there's nothing worse than turning the mags off when you don't want to. A bit embarrassing. Okay, let's bring around. Weather not too bad at all today. That will do. Okay, the time has come. Let's do this. So, have the fuel booster on. For takeoff. Okay. Gently apply some power. Release. There it is. There's that damn thing. And let's lift. Let's gear up. I hate that pause. If anybody watching this happens to know of a good way of there we go, a good way of getting rid of that, let me know. The last time I checked, no one could figure out a fix for it, but my lord, it absolutely drives me up the wall. You're trying to do a really nice takeoff in a warbird at a beautiful, beautiful location, and it goes and does that to you every time. And people have tried all sorts of different things, but I don't think anyone's figured out what it's related to, and it's nothing to do with the Burning Blue design scenery. Something I've just remembered actually about this Aeroplane Heaven Mustang is it's got quite an odd zoom level, so I'm just going to try and adjust that a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, quick check, everything is good. Fuel boost off now. There is beautiful Goodwood. It's lovely. Okay, let's get on course. We need to head out over the water and make our way to France. So it's autumnal, as you can see. I've got the Bijan season, so we've got some nice autumnal trees coming through. Lovely day for a flight. Center our trim. There we go. And onwards to France. So let's there we go. Just going to bring back our RPM a little bit now. We can just calm it down. Just for a nice cruise. There we go. So yeah, it's definitely not the A2A Mustang by any stretch, but with the sounds and I think with the mod, it feels a little bit better. Not sure at this stage I could say that I'm falling in love with it, but it certainly looks the part. So we'll just try and trim things out a little bit now, just keeping on top of that. Quite a way to go, so it's nice to just get the aircraft to a point where it feels just right. There we go. So what are you flying at the moment in terms of warbirds? I would love to know. Put in the comments below what warbirds you're flying at the moment. I haven't been doing a huge amount of warbird flying recently. Been spending a lot of time flying helicopters and flying GA, the air-to-air Aerostar, specifically, and I want to get back into doing some more warbird flying. Hence why I thought I'll take the Mustang up and see how that feels. But yeah, I'd love to know what you're flying. I'm kind of hoping at some point someone is going to do a really nice Mustang. I'm absolutely amazed that Flying Iron haven't done one. I can only think there's a good reason. Maybe they're just trying to be different and cover different aircraft. But I'm amazed they've not done one, and I know that they would do a really good job of it too. Obviously A2A goes without saying. I think the issue is that Warbirds is a deer watcher. This may come as a shock to you. Is a niche thing. There's not many people that are into flying Warbirds in the sim. The most popular thing obviously is tube liners, 737s and Airbuses and all that kind of stuff, which I'm not in the slightest bit interested in flying. But that's kind of where it's at. Warbirds is such small potatoes that for a company like A2A to invest a huge amount of money in doing it is a little bit tricky. However, I do hope that they do it because as we all know, in P3D and FSX it was one of their kind of main things. And at the end of the day, A2A, these are the guys that make simulators for the American Navy and also the American Air Force. So they're doing pro stuff, and if they put the name to it, you know it's going to be good. So we can hold out hope. We can hold out hope. And in the meantime, I just want to spend some time with this Aeroplane Heaven P-51, just to because it's there, and yeah, and it has this beautiful repaint on it. I must admit, the repaint, I would never tell Ron this, but this repaint is what makes me come to this aircraft. Randall Snow is working on a realism project for the default Asobo P-51, but it's this repaint that brings me back. It's lovely, but I think once Randall gets to a point with the default P-51, I'm going to be in there for sure. But these Echo 19 sounds are rather nice, aren't they? Really does sound good. Just have a quick look at temperatures, nothing to worry about there. There we got those funny lines in the water thing going on. It's funny, isn't it? Again, that's been in the sim, well, since the beginning, I think, hasn't it? And the Sobo still haven't fixed it, so I'm not sure. Do you see that straight line there? It's a little bit of an immersion killer, really. But luckily, I tend not to spend a lot of time flying over water like this, so I don't see it. But yeah, it's strange thing that after all this time they still can't fix it, which makes me think that maybe it's just unfixable in this sim. Maybe that's just something you can't do. Anyway, we've got France ahead of us. Going to make landfall round about Saint-Aubin-sur-Mer. Apologies for my awful French accent, by the way, anyone who is French. I actually work with a lot of French people, and I have this inbuilt thing about not wanting to sound like I'm taking the mick by doing a strong French accent, so I can't hold myself back. Sometimes it's best just to launch yourself in. Lovely day. Just to see what Le Mans looks like in the sim. Okay, let's start to reduce some height a bit, and then we can have a good look at the scenery down there. I'm using the France VFR pack for the Northwest. It's not one I don't fly over here very often, but I bought it because we had some friends coming who lived over there, and the chap was interested to see what it was like to fly in the sim, so I loaded it up so they could have a good look around and land at an airport near where they are. But I've not been to this, I've not actually flown into Le Mans, so I'm interested to see what all of that looks like. Anyway, we're about to head in on the shore. The aircraft certainly feels less GTA, but I don't know if that's just because that's the way I'm flying it. I don't know, maybe I'm being deliberately gentle. Yeah, no, it actually feels quite nice. Again, I think, I don't know, I can't tell what's me being gentle and what's the flight model just being a bit more feeling a bit more realistic. Just a run up the beach. Of course, these are famous beaches. Well, that felt quite nice, I have to say. It doesn't feel... I'm deliberately not throwing it around, but it feels smoother and like it's got more... You can almost feel the weight of it, and also... what am I trying to say? Like it's an object that's flying through the air rather than like a computerized digital thing. Let's just try something. Yeah, throwing the stick around and it's not... I like that. That actually feels quite good. I feel like I'm... Yeah. It has weight. Let's have a look at this French countryside. Bonjour mes amis! Careful not to bang into any wires, that would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? How nice. You can see why people come and live here though. So many Brits come over to live in France. Built up area here. This is Cannes. Football stadium there. you go. The old G-suit, non-existent G-suit. Could have been quite handy there. I totally forgot I got that on. Definitely some interesting features down here. It's quite detailed scenery, isn't it? It's again, it's kind of 2024 showing off its rather cool detail. France definitely doesn't disappoint. Look at the detail down there. Wow, so realistic. Interesting how flat it is as well. I say don't do a huge amount of flying over in France, and I sometimes forget just how flat it feels. Roadside, interesting. It's the VFR pack that's adding that. Careful where you're going, sunshine. Let's not get too close to those trees. Funny, whenever I do a warbird video, there always seems to be someone in the comments who says, "What's the point if you're not shooting at things? What a waste of time." And I've made a video about the subject, and it was quite incredible in the B-17 video that I did a couple of weeks ago, just how many people really did seem to almost get quite wound up about the fact that it was flying a military World War II aircraft in a civilian simulator where you couldn't drop bombs and that sort of thing. And it's very hard to get across to people like that the reason why people like myself like doing this. I do it because I'm not imagining that I'm in World War II or that I'm shooting things down. I'm doing it because I'm imagining that I am flying a restoration warbird in the modern era, over the modern world, and I can go anywhere I want, anywhere in the world I can fly. I'm not restricted to maps in DCS or anything like that, and that's what I love about it. I'm, if you like, I'm flying to an air display or flying to practice just mastering the aircraft rather than flying to shoot anything down. And if I want to do that, I'll pop into IL2 or something like that. But it's funny how for some people they really do seem to struggle with the idea of flying a warbird in a sim like this. But that's a bit like going to an air display and being disappointed because they haven't tried to shoot each other down. Do you know what I mean? It's bonkers. It makes no sense if you actually think about it. But there you go. Anyway. While you're here, we have a Discord link down below. Come along and say hello. We've got a warbird section, a helicopter section, a GA section. Really good bunch of people there, and always a good chat going on. Time to say, actually, watch out for the live streams. I tend to live stream some search and rescue HEMS helicopter stuff, then every now and again I'm live streaming IFR, ATC stuff. Been doing quite a bit with the Aerostar recently, but I just find live streaming really kind of engaging now. I always used to think, I wasn't sure if people would want to sit and watch me flying, whereas they'd rather be doing it themselves, but always seem to get a nice bunch of people in the chat, and there's always some laughs. So yeah, check it out, as they say. And who knows what adventures lay ahead. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out, do I want to take this all the way to Sicily? I'm kind of thinking yes. I'm liking a lot more how it is in the air, I have to say. On the ground, the takeoff didn't feel too bad at all. I could see that I was slightly drifting to the right, and then of course we had that awful damn pause thing that came in. So that's one for me to remember. But I'm interested to see how the landing goes. That will be interesting. I don't remember the A2A P-3D Mustang being particularly difficult to land. So we'll see with this one. I can't really remember much of this one. I don't think it's that hard either. But yeah, famous last words and all that. It's all about how you control it on the ground. Obviously, that's where it can get a bit tricky. Okay, not far now. Come around this cloud a little bit. Is on the nose up ahead. We are coming up to what's that? La Bosage up ahead for positioning. There it is. Lovely autumnal colours. So I'm just having a quick look at the wind. Up here it's nothing much. 4 knots from 271. Up to the outskirts of Le Mans now. See, we're certainly moving along. It doesn't sound like it because we're in kind of cruise configuration, but we are moving along at a fair old lick. So I think we're going to take, we'll take 20 as the runway. We will have an ever such a slight crosswind, but nothing that's going to hurt us. we are. I just want to quick recce, make sure that's looking okay. Yeah, that looks okay. Let's have a look at the racetrack. Look at that, the detail. I came here in 2020 rather than Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, come to think of it. Might have been a group flight. Buildings look slightly different, yet somehow identifiable. Okay, so we're going to do a run in and brake, and then we're going to land this thing. So at this stage I'm going to get the fuel booster on. So back on the throttle, let's have RPM up now, speed, a bit high. One of the things I do remember about this aircraft is I've got the throttle right back now, and the speed just does not want to come off, and I've forgotten about that. So I need to try and kill some of that speed. Just going to do an August actually, just to... Okay, it's coming off a little bit better now. Okie doke. Right, let's gear down. So there, I've got the throttle right back now, and it's just slipping through the air, keeping the speed. Let's put in a little bit of flap just to try and encourage it. Still holding that speed. Full flap. Yeah, it's a bit odd that the speed is just holding there. It's starting to come down now a little bit. There we go. Yeah, interesting. So what did I learn from that? Control, get the speed, let's get flap up. Control the speed a little bit better. or anticipate that you're going to have to come back on the speed quite a bit, and then watch as you come in, because what happened there was we went from too fast to too slow, so we kind of slammed down a bit, and of course as we slammed down it all went awry. And I wonder how many people in the chat, or rather we're not live streaming, how many people in the comments have done that famous Battle of Britain quote that people always seem to put in comments in Warbird videos when you do a dodgy landing. Guaranteed someone will put it in there, thinking they're being very original. But yeah, interesting. Good to note. I always treat flights like this as a kind of a learning thing, so I remember next time what to do. It would be very easy for me to spend a few hours practicing before I make the video, but that's kind of really not what it's about. It's about you coming up with me and experiencing it, and me remembering next time how to do it correctly. But yeah, it's funny. It's in the takeoff and the landing. It kind of reminds me that it's not the A2A P-51, but maybe that's just something I can train myself to get used to. Here we are at Le Mans. Bonjour, ça va? Je suis anglais avec une Mustang. There's pals. There we go. We'll park her up here, I think. Right. There we go. And everyone can calm down now. There we go. Off, off, off. Well, I hope you enjoyed that flight. Certainly the landing probably knocked your false teeth out, but apart from that, it was it's enjoyable to fly. I'm not getting that. I either get with aircraft, I either get I can't wait to fly this again, and normally I would kind of like go downstairs, make a cup of tea, get something to eat or whatever, and I'd be thinking, God, I really want to get back and fly it. I don't get that with this aircraft, if I'm completely honest with you. I love the livery and the sounds and all that sort of thing, but as an aircraft to fly, I haven't fallen in love with it. But what I will do is get some more practice in, get used to its strange little behaviours. And also I might just try it without the improvement mod, just to see what the standard flight model is again. Just remind myself of that. But yeah, it's a useful exercise anyway, every now and again, to take the Mustang up. And yeah, please, Flying Iron A2A, please give us a Mustang. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.